Hey, it's Sue, and I'm here with another routine from Yamuna Body Rolling, and we're going to do the basic quad routine today, and we're going to incorporate a sideline stretch routine also. So we're going to start on this. We're going to start on the hip bone, and we're going to work up into the abdominals a little bit, and then cruise down the quad muscle, releasing and opening the quad muscle up. This is a great routine to create length in the torso and to release the quads. So we'll start. I like to use the silver ball because it's nice and it's firm and it holds you. You can also use gold here. Okay, it's sometimes a little big though. So find your front hip bone first. Start on the right and just bring your fingers right there to the front of the hip bone, front of the hip crest. Right there. Place the ball right onto the bone when you come down. And you're basically in forearm plank here. All right, so you're going to extend your right leg out. You're going to keep your right leg extended and active. Left knee's down, so you can't really see it, but my left knee's on the floor, and my right leg's extending out. So I'm in forearm plank. My belly button's pulling up to my spine, and I'm elongating my tailbone. What does that mean? Well, slightly push your tailbone down towards the earth, and it's sort of it's pointing back towards the feet, and your belly button's firming towards your spine. All right, now the right arm's going to extend out, and you're going to be up on your fingertips like that. Okay, you can't see because of the camera here, but your arms are going to be extending out. And then you're going to activate your arm and your leg. You're stretching away from the ball in both directions. And on an inhale, you're going to drive the back of the hips down into the ball. And on your exhale, you're going to extend and stretch away from the ball. Stretching the leg, flexing your foot, pushing through your heel, just like you're in plank. Extend through the arm, reaching and stretching. It's like somebody has you on a stretching rack and they're pulling your arm bone and your leg bone. All the while you're pushing down through the back of your hip and you're stretching. So you're actively stretching, toning, lengthening the abdominals, side waist, and lifting your torso off the hips. Stretch away. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, drive down through the back. Just bear weight into the ball from the back of the hips to the front of the hips, to the ball, to the earth. Extend and stretch and reach. Take another breath. Inhale. Exhale, push down through the back of the hips. Elongate your tailbone. Extend and reach and stretch. And bring your arm back in. Whew. All right. So now you're on your hip bone. You're kind of making little circles. Remember, a little circular motions when we're at the bony origin of a muscle. You can do the little circles, and this actually warms up the insertion point where the tendons grab onto the bone. All right, so now we're going to roll down the quad muscle. All right, we have 4 muscles. We're going to go right down the center, and we might do a little cross fibering too. So just so that you can still see me, I'm going to move back a little bit. All right. And you can roll into your hip joint here too. It feels really good. So you're just going to kind of, if you want to get into your hip joint, you're going to roll to the right side, kind of coming onto like a little side plank. And that ball rolls to the outside of the hip joint, and then you're going to come back, facing your torso towards the floor. Let's do it again. Turn, relax, bear weight, and come back. And you can continue to work here, right? Just feel it out. Stay on your hip bone. Stay on the outside of your hip joint. And back to center. Good. Forearm plank. All right, let's start to go down that quad muscle. So take a breath in. As you exhale, bear down. Kind of commando crawl yourself off that hip bone, and now you're in the top of your muscle. Right there at your hip flexor, and you can kind of like work into that. You can do a little side-to-side cross fibering here in the hip flexor. Same thing, turn the body, and then come back into forearm plank. Right, you get the idea. So you just work right into that hip joint. All right, take a breath, another breath in, and another breath out, exhaling. And then you can start to bend and straighten this leg. Flex your feet. Spread your toes wide. All the while you're in your forearm plank, your belly button's firming towards your spine, and you're holding yourself up while bearing weight down into the ball. All right, so this whole section of the body is bearing weight and you're not going to collapse. You're going to keep yourself lifted. Bend and straighten. Good. One more. Inhale, exhale, bear down, and commando crawl forward. So now we're working the leg in a third. You were in your top third. Now you're in your mid thigh. Bend and straighten here. Taking a breath, breathing in, and on exhale, you're going to bear weight, melt, relax, release. Now try to turn your quad muscle off and let that ball sink through the muscle into the femur bone, towards the femur bone. You can again cross fiber here, turning the body and coming back to quad muscle. So now you're essentially going out to your IT band. You can even come in medial too. We'll do that when we do our adductor routine. Take a breath in, exhale, bear weight, let go, relax, release, melt. Turn your quad muscle off here. Let's do the final third. We're going to crawl forward. I'm leaving you, but I'm still here. You can bend, straighten the leg. Okay, same thing. Being careful with rotation at the knee site, but you want to just, if you want to roll the ball to the outside of that, get into the IT band and come back to center. Then you can roll yourself back up. You can pause here, and if you want to, a little bonus, you can add a bow stretch, half bow, quad stretch. This pulls, you can take an inside grip, flip your grip, keep pressing the quad down. Feels really good. And then go back out to your hip bone and come off. And stretch back. And you can repeat that whole routine on the other side. Okay? Just repeat the video. All right. See you next time.